later if they are unable to join. And I believe that this session is scheduled for 2 hours, but depending on the questions, I'm sure that we will take around 1 hour. So 1 hour is for contingency. Today we will cover how to import documents created externally using Excel import tool, and then further how to update those documents and request update from your users. So the approach here will be same for suppliers or for documents that are that have originated outside of ProjectWise. Right. So I will connect to production data source. The templates for import and settings may be found here under Administration, Application Data, Import Templates. And there you see import templates for 2D drawing, 2D models, 3D models, and settings which needs to be used during the import. I have exported all of those to my local drive, and for 2D drawings, you see here an example of how the data should be filled in. I have something similar opened here. The template is ready for you, and you will have to ask either your suppliers or document controllers who are importing internal documents which originated outside of the system to fill this in. I will not go into details of each and every column here, as once you will download, there is a comment which attribute is it. In essence, some of those attributes are mandatory, some of those attributes are optional, and you can see and correlate with an actual environment. So for instance, if I would go here to supplier, 2D drawings, and select any drawing, opening a properties window. I will show you afterwards how it is imported, but you can see that the name is provided in the Excel sheet here, and the document file name and file name. These file name is the local physical file on your C or D drive. Everything else goes towards ProjectWise things. So document name, document file name is ProjectWise file name. Name is document name. TB file ID goes to document code. So this field, FE number is just last part, which is kept also for the document but is hidden. Description is this description. You see project code is this project code. Project description is this project description. Company ID is this company, and so on and so forth for each and every attribute that is required for new documents to be imported. Including for the first import, as the documents have originated outside of the system, that means that system has not captured who has drawn the document when, and has not captured who has checked the document and when. Thus, these values should be provided to you either by your suppliers or by designers and checkers who checked the document internally in the company, but outside of ProjectWise. So you see the supplier name, so the drafter name, the date, and the same drafter name, but in different format for revision history. It would look like this. So the supplier, or the supplier here, is as author. It correlates to TB drawn by. The date is here, the same, TB drawn date, and RV by 1 relates to revision history attributes authored this entry. So 3 entries for the drafter, also 3 entries for the checker. As you can see, checked date, and revision check 1. So this correlates to this field, and all other fields correlate in the same manner as drafter, so supplier C. Suitability codes, and so on and so forth on this tab. Goes to here. See, each and every has a comment, so you can just verify on the comment what is expected here. And the only thing is CD state, which should not be changed. That's why it is in red, and that should be shared all the time. So for new documents, it is shared. All right. Don't save. So different templates are used for models and drawings and 3D models, and today we will import a drawing, and that drawing has a reference, a 2D model, so we will import a model also and then connect the references in ProjectWise, and we will try to go through full cycle when you need a new revision of the document. So the document will be exported and for modification and imported back once more. Right, and as always, if you have any questions or comments, or if something is not entirely clear, you can message me via chat, or just ask about the particular topic that we are talking. All right, so I have the templates ready. The first one for drawings you have already seen, and the second one is for model, which the only difference is that the file name does not have a number, a sequential number, but it has a description. So for description, I have used clear text as a reference. Clearly identifies that it is a reference, and everything else is the same as for models and drawings. Right. You should have installed Excel Export Import tool. Let's see. So yeah, before then we start, the Excel sheets can be found under Application Data, Import Templates, and then there you see 2D drawing, 2D model, and 3D model. So, right, here you can see some examples and empty ones. XLS is an Excel sheet, XLT is a template. Again, update is a template. So we will need this one, a template, and at least this file, or this one if you want an empty file. This example has one line of example. These other ones are empty ones. example may help you to identify the format of the entry that is required. Right. So you should have Excel import export tool installed. Once you have it installed, press on tools and you see create Excel template, export Excel to Excel, import to Excel. If you do not see those, that would mean that you do not have Excel export import tool installed, and you would need to contact your project-wise administrator or IT to enable this functionality. And you should be part of a coordination group to have the access right to import. That's just additional group. So importing from Excel, and before that I will just show you that there is no there are some documents, but that document which I'm trying to import does not exist. Here also only text documents. So we'll import in 2D drawings and 2D models. Import from Excel. It opened in a different screen. So this is the import from Excel wizard. And as you may recall, noted some of the settings, so you can refer to those settings for this wizard. If nothing is defined on the settings, then just leave it as a default. So we need to import initial document. So this is the first iteration of the document. The document does not exist in ProjectWise, so we call it initial. When the document does exist in ProjectWise, and we call it an update of the document. So initial settings, I opened here. I will show you. So here we have to select the template to import, and I will choose firstly 2D drawing that has one line. Open. Log file is optional here. If you want to have a text file logging, you can enable it. If not, leave it as it is. Do not select anything here for this. Press next. Environment and GUI ID should be selected, the correct ones, automatically. If they are not, something is wrong, because the Excel file defines it. So if I'm importing a drawings, the drawings environment should be selected. If I'm importing a model's environment should be selected. So no action here. Next, now you have to select where to import initially. So we go to water infrastructure, location 0, project 1, then supplier, in this case supplier N, so it indicates that it is a mechanical, but in production the supplier will have a proper name. And we select a 2D drawing. Okay, now I have opened a Thames Water Import Settings Initial, and you have to add the tick boxes based on these settings. Always locate document by name, create new documents, update files, update code fields. Everything is fine. We click next and import. See, one document detected, one document created. In the log file, you will see everything as it is here. It does show you the mapping of the Excel columns to project-wise attributes. And here you see the outcome. I'll press close. And if I were to refresh, here you see the document is created, and I can clearly say that the document is imported because it does not match the project code. You see the project code is C72. So this is just to identify that it is imported. Other than that, everything is here. You can also see that it is imported by me right now. The time difference is because we are now in British Summer Time, and servers are in UTC. And we go to the attributes, and you see that all the lines has been filled in with author and the date, and checker and the date, and scales, and all the stuff, and revision information. We will import a model using the same approach. Import from Excel. The model here. It takes a minute or a second or two to open. Yes, it is, and it has opened in my new. Now I get the same approach, browse, and I will browse to my model Excel. And next. You see it has selected the same, the required model environment, so no drawings anymore. Next, I have to change the target because it does remember your last used target folder. So we last used 2D drawings, we need to change it to 2D models. Go to supplier 2D model. And all the tick boxes are also left from our last import, so they are correct. And just I can double check. Everything is fine. Next, and import. As you see here, it processed 2 rows, but 1 row was skipped. I believe the tool identifies as a second row if you have added any value or formatting. So it is most likely that the second row has some formatting. But if the system will not find anything in that row, it just skips, so no errors are there. Close and refresh. You see document is there with the reference, suitable codes and revisions and everything. But at the moment we have imported a master document, which is a drawing, and a model, which is a reference, but they're not yet linked in project-wise. So if you would open a drawing, the drawing would be searching for references in a local folder structure, in a local directory, but the reference isn't project-wise. So we have to match, and we have to let our project-wise know where the reference is, and for that target we need to do a scan references. Scan reference basically will open all master documents and will try to will read them, identify the references that are required, and will try to search for references. So right click, scan references and link sets. Next, we want to scan only masters, so we remove DG and link sets. Please check box to wish to rescan. We do not want to rescan, we just want to scan it. Next, please check box where to search for master files, and we do not want, in this case, we do not want to search in subfolders, but so we don't have to check it anyway if the subfolders do not exist. Right? We click next, enable priority search. So there are two search methods, priority and proximity. For this, we will use priority search, but you're free to use proximity search. and we need to show where we have added our references to which folder. If you have multiple folders, you can add multiple folders here. Right, so I know that I have imported the references to 2D model. Then next, we will not use proximity search. Then next, and we will not use logging at the moment. Next, and scan. It scans all documents searching for references. It said search for 5 references in 36 documents, resolved 1. So there may be some leftovers from previous tests where the references are identified but not found in 2D model because there's only one document there. Close, and we can see that the reference has been found as the icon indicates that our new document has a reference. And if I were to check it, set show references, it clearly says that my new document with the reference is imported, and I can show you that it is the same document from 2D model. So now they're connected, and you can start approval process for this document.
Hi, Martin.
Yes.
This is Abhijit from Pune. Hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, yeah, okay. I'll join late a bit in the call. So just would like to know what format Excel. So is it intelligence Excel you imported?
No.
How it becomes a model? That's the basic question.
How it becomes a model? Okay.
Yes.
All right. So the Excel itself is a format on how to import attributes and to create a document, but the physical file is here and should be already created. So I am importing this DGN document and this DGN document. So the Excel is not creating the physical file. The Excel is the method of how to import your documents, but the documents should already exist on your C or D drive. As you can see, mine is on D drive. So, and these Excel are worked, or these DGNs are worked out of ProjectWise. So if you have some third-party applications that are not integrated with ProjectWise, so you will work outside of ProjectWise, or if the suppliers are working in different offices, again, not in ProjectWise, they will send you the documents together with the Excel sheet. So your approach is that you need to ask your suppliers or your colleagues to provide you the Excel sheet with the documents.
Okay. It's only applicable for suppliers, I guess.
Depending on the role, but yes, it's either for suppliers or if you are working with an application that is not supported by ProjectWise, is not integrated with ProjectWise. So either one or the other. If not, if the application is supported in ProjectWise, I believe you should just start the document in ProjectWise as opposed to start it outside of ProjectWise. All right?
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you. I see that Kevin has asked to explain the difference between the priority and the proximity search. Yes, we can do that. Before we continue, I'll just go there and show you. Scan link sets next. So in essence, the priority search would search in subfolders that you have identified. The proximity search will search only in subfolders or one level up and then go into subfolders. So that is the main difference, and you can have both of them. So, for instance, here is my master document. This is my masters folder. I press next. Please check where to search. Do we need to search subfolders for masters? And in this case, we are not searching subfolders. If you want to limit by application, you can do that, and that would speed up the system. But that's not necessary. And here in priority search, we have to define the actual folder where the references are. And if we disable priority search and go to proximity search, you will not define the folders where the references are, but the references are relative to the master. It will try to search for references relative to the master. So starts location and goes in either master folder and subfolders, or goes one up level and then goes down into all subfolders. So for instance, with master file, we will not find our reference because it's not in the subfolder of 2D drawing, it's in a parallel folder. So this one should work. Or if you need advanced one, so you can have 2 or 3 or above levels. So 2 levels would go from 2D drawing to supplier to project and then search everything. So that will take a lot more time than proximity search, than priority search, I'm sorry. All right. So now, assumingly that everything is fine and you go through approval process, and I'll quickly approve it. Suitability codes. All right, the model is approved, and then we go approve the master drawing. Oh, to the one thing. Need to change state approve, yes. And change state approve, yes. And the approval is approvers and publishers' responsibility. In this case, because the drafter, author, is imported, checker is imported, and approver is added automatically. So the approval is for approvers and authorizers. Right. Approve, yes. So the document is approved, and you have a feedback that you need a new revision, and you need to ask for a new revision from your suppliers, or you need to add new revision from your designers that are working outside of ProjectWise. Then the way to do that is you reject the document, or the approver authorizer rejects and revises the document back to first state in this workflow, and we're using workflow CD imported. So the first workflow is approve for sharing. So we are skipping work in progress because work in progress is not happening in project-wise. And now our target is to export the document and handle the document to our either supplier. You may see that everything is cleared out. Have my initials as the rejector. Stability code has been changed. Everything else is left as it is. Revision information is cleared. So now we have to export the document, and it is done here. With export tool, you can either export to Excel and then choose a document, or you can mark the documents by right-click. Again, export to Excel, and you see add to export list. So I add this document to export list. Right-click again, and you can choose multiple documents by that method. Export, add to export list, but I will not do that here. And once you have selected all the documents that you need, we go export list to Excel. And the export is opened. We have to select a template. So now not the Excel sheet, but the template, and the template is XLT, as you may see. And I will select, as this is a drawing, to the drawing update template. You can find those in the previous mentioned folder. We need to select where to export physical files. So I'm exporting to export. Oh, wrong. Yeah, we need to create an output. So I will just rename, give the name, and then I have used some logging. For this procedure, I will not use logging. Go next. Here we have to select where to export the files. So I have selected, well, see which folder, so you can select any folder that you wish and mark document as exported. This will be all by default, so no changes from your side. This one is optional. It really doesn't matter. It will not change anything. Go next. We see that my document is checked automatically because it is added to list. So, and leave it as it is here. Would you like? Click next. No changes. Nothing. Just export. If you are using slightly older export to Excel tool, you may not see a few of the windows there, but it will not influence the workflow itself. Close, and you see that the document has been marked as exported with a floppy disk icon. So it is it identifies clearly that the document is out for modification. And export one. So this one has been created. The files are here under project 1, supplier 1. The files are here. Right. So you should, well, depending on your agreements with your suppliers or your users, maybe only the Excel sheet is required, so you don't have to submit the DGENs or the native documents. If the native documents are required, so you should submit both of them. We can open and inspect the Excel sheet. I hope you can see it is protected, so you cannot change anything straight away, but we need to unprotect it so you can see the document name, the file name, where it has exported, the name of the document, file ID. So do not change anything that is in gray area. However, for the red ones, you may ask your user, and you need to ask your users to fill it in. So we can do that right now. The revision, again, it is up to you to decide. If you care about the minor revisions, how much iteration it was done by your suppliers, so you can ask them to change a minor revision. If you do not care, yeah, just leave it as it is, because it is still the major P revision, so P2 request. So TP drawn by. Let's do this one, and the date, let's put today's date. And initials, let's put it here, and assuming that I am drafter and checker, so filled in those two. Those two, as I mentioned, correlates to authored date and authored initials. The same with checker. Checker, date, and initials. And then we have revision lines from 1 to 8. Revision lines from 1 to 8 would refer to document revision information lines from 1 to 8. Go down. So let's just and the revision suitability code should be added. This one I will not change the description, but it should be changed. And other things can be amended if required, like scale, sheet size, and so on. And rejected by, those should be cleared. And we save the document, and we will re-import it. So I have done it as myself, but in reality, your supplier should do those modifications and return to you the Excel sheet and the updated native document. Right, go Tools. Again, we choose Import from Excel. The wizard has opened. I will browse to my updated Excel, which is this one. No settings here. Press next. No changes here. You see it's still drawing. Next. And then we have to do some changes here. And So we go to Settings, Import Update. So we change here to different folder. Then remove all the tick boxes. So now they're equal, same. And we go next and import. See, one row detected, one row updated. Close. And if I were to refresh it, see the icon is removed and all of the attributes as for authored by me with the date are filled in. Rejected, revised by are cleared out. Revision information is added. And we are good to go to continue approvals. At the moment, you do not need for the second one to rescan for references because ProjectWise still knows that your reference is this reference. If your supplier would add you a document which has more references than the original one, than the first iteration, then you would need to rescan because ProjectWise knows only about the references that are added in ProjectWise. And basically, that is with that's it with import procedure. I do see a question with regards to Excel upload file. For each upload, do we need to populate one of the templates to the drawing 3D reference with all details of the files to be uploaded during that session? Well, in essence, yes, either you, document controllers, would do that if it is an internal file, or you would receive the file, the Excel file from your suppliers. So you would need to instruct your suppliers on which data are you expecting from them. And the Excel sheet it has comments where they are self-explanatory of which attribute data is required. Does that answer your question, Chris? Or this is something totally different? All right. Any other questions, the remarks, clarifications? Do I need to repeat anything? You can unmute and ask using microphone. So. All right. Kevin, would you think that we need to cover something else or clarification?
No, I mean, it's fine for me if everybody else is happy and nobody has any more questions. I think that would be fine. Perhaps participants, especially those who are going to be using the import-export tool, might just like to indicate in the chat box that they're happy with send to set to everyone, and then if that's all, Martinas, I think we can wrap up.
All right.
Deathly silence, so I guess that means happiness.
Yeah, either happiness or people are sleeping.
Yeah, Sam's happy anyway. That's the main thing. She'll keep everyone in order at Atkins.
All right. Very well then.
Thank you, Ajit. And I'm sure you and your colleagues in Pune will find this pretty straightforward once you get into it. If not, Andy's online and Trevor is always available to help you, I'm sure.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, Martinez, if everybody's happy, thank you very much. Very clear and well taken session, and let's close it down.
All right, thank you then, and have a good day. The recording will be stopped right now, and I will upload the file to you, Kevin, and you could distribute it afterwards.
Yeah, just send me the links when we're done at the end of the week after tomorrow's session, and we'll post them somewhere where everybody can get them.